Pisces, welcome to BohoMystic. My name is Mary Nelly, and today we're doing your August 2025 reading. So I've done your meditation, and it was really interesting. I don't know if I have a lot of words for it. I think that you guys are going to be experiencing a lot of creation in the month of August. I really do. A lot of new beginnings. So let's just start with it. So it all started with me seeing a person walking, like in silhouette, this way. And then there were two people walking in single file. And then these two people kind of like morphed into sitting in chairs. And then these chairs were taken up with them sitting in it. And I'm like, oh, like, it kind of made me feel like maybe it was a roller coaster. You know how it goes up with people sitting in it. And I thought, or if not, a ski lift, because it wasn't going fast. It just was taking them up. And what seemed to be the inside of a mountain. And it kept taking them up. It didn't go any faster. It didn't go over, didn't like reach a peak or anything of a roller coaster and then go down. It just kept going up. And I saw there was light up there. So it was like going up. And I thought, is it going out of the mountain? But it didn't continue. And everything focuses on a person, like a light person made of light, holding a swaddled baby. And they come down and they kiss the baby. And they're all, and everything around them is blue and light. Blue and light. That's all it is. They're blue and light. The baby's blue and light. Everything is blue and light. It's funny because all the colors I chose today have a lot of blue and very watery. I felt very called to use a new deck that I just got, which I normally don't do. I like to use it for a while before using it in one of these readings, but I was really called to use it, and that's the Mindscapes Tarot. So then from that light being holding this baby, kissing it, it goes dark, and then I see a birthday candle, just one birthday candle, like in pitch blackness, lit. And I'm like, ooh, it's like someone's being born, a birthday. So that went from the one person holding the baby to a candle that's lit, a birthday candle in darkness, to then two people, two light beings, cooing over, they're both standing and they're both cooing over a baby that's swaddled, and they're both like hunched over, but together. You can see that they were like a couple with a baby. Then it all became about their hands. And they no longer were two people with a baby, they were just hands. And I felt like the hands were holding or intertwined in each other. And these hands kind of like multiplied, maybe in two pairs of hands, but then these hands were making like hand puppets. Again, it was really interesting, not to say weird. I mean, it was, I feel peaceful. A little melancholy, but I do feel peaceful about it. And it's really pretty. So this may be like these things specifically, may be like the hand puppets may actually be really strong synchronicity for someone out there who watches this video. I couldn't really decipher if there were shadows being made from the hand puppets or not. It was like the actual hands making puppets. Then it comes out again to a person standing. This person's not a light being. So like a silhouette of a person, and what I felt like was an older person holding a book and then looking down like they were reading a book, and they were standing. And I felt like, did I just see an entire evolution of a person's life? Or did I see a collective about to experience different life changes? That's what I kind of feel like. Like it could have been that first person that I saw that was walking by themselves, meeting another person, having a child, to then them in their older age. And then it could be all metaphorical. Life stages, the creation, the birth of something new in your life. Huge life changes. Like you're about to embark on a new stage in your life in the month of August. So then I did your pre-shuffle, and this is what I got. I got quite a bit, actually. I got anxiety and Garden Gate from this deck. And I then got, out of this chakra love deck, I got a card with all the chakras written down on it. And it said, out of chaos comes creation. And I'm like, oh. So we're on to something here. I do the pre-shuffle after. So I'm already getting synchronicities and confirmation of the meditation. And then I got the flood card and bat card in this deck. And then I got the hermit card in the tarot deck. And the hermit card in this tarot deck is really interesting. It's like the face of a mountain with a small opening with a little fire, I think, inside of it. So obviously that's where the hermit is. But I thought that could have been the opening of where those two people were headed that were inside of the mountain on those chairs being lifted up to that opening. So this could be that someone's coming out of hermit mode. They've had their breakthrough that they needed, and that they're ready to embark on this new step, this new journey, this new change in their life. And they had to go in, and maybe whatever this new change is has been causing you anxiety, right? There's that garden and gate card, is where a person's standing at the edge of their garden that's manicured and polished and taken care of, and it's all they know. And they're at the gate kind of fearful about walking into the unknown. Should they or should they not go? And maybe some of you are going to be first-time parents and you're really excited and nervous about it, and you're like, I don't even know what this is going to be like. Our lives are going to be irrevocably changed. This could be embarking on and having made a decision to start something new, a new job, move to a new city. It's something like that. Not just a change. I don't know, not just everyday changes. This is a life stage change. You could be a senior who is now moving into a senior facility. Wow, I didn't think that was going to go there. You could be a person who is now starting to discuss or has decided to take a retirement package. A person who's going to go in the workforce after having been a parent so long. You know, life stage change. That is what I'm going to stick with, because that is what I'm feeling. And I think that this is a change that you are working up to and towards, and will be maybe even completing, stepping into in the month of August. Because the movement in the meditation is like you already know of this and you're on this path. Or you just found out about it, or you just made the decision, or you're handling and trying to cope right now with the knowledge that all this change is going to be all around you very soon, and that your life will be in flux. That's it. Maybe that's why I feel like the melancholy, or life will be in flux for you. And not in a bad way. It's just no matter how well you're doing, or no matter how much you may want something, there's a difference between wanting something and then knowing that it's actually coming and you preparing for it. This could be a couple or a person adopting a child and preparing for that change in their lives. Again, life change. Life stage change. That is what I'm feeling. So let's do your cards and let's see what comes out to further identify this and what you can expect, or how you're going to fare through all of this change in the month of August. All right, people, let's see what we have for the Piscean collective. Okay. This is breaking there, so I am going to see that too. Bottom of the deck, we have envy. Envy. Maybe you're going to get something that you've envied in others for a long time. And it also broke at the temple path. This is your path. Again, this is on your path. This is something that you have chosen to go towards. Something that you know is coming and that you have to meet head on. And again, it could be super exciting. It could be amazing. It could be what you've always wanted. What others would envy of you. You're just having emotions regarding it. Yeah. I saw this card when I was originally picking up the deck from where I store it, and this is what fell out. I didn't mention it because it wasn't my pre-shuffle. Now I see that I should have. That's why when I saw it, I was like, oh. You are on your path. Whatever this is your path. It's on your path. And you're now here to meet it. You're meeting it and it's meeting you. Your evolution. Okay. Let's do this one. Can we get a card, please, Taurus, for the Piscean Collective? For Pisces, please. What does Pisces need to know for the month of August 2025, please? Wow. Want that one. Anything else, please? And that one. And that one. All right. We have tree underneath the deck. Oh, guys. This definitely could be nesting for a baby. This could be planning and proactively trying to conceive. This could be a single parent deciding to have a child and getting ready, maybe a little nervous about being a single parent. And again, I have to say, I have to bring up the fact that the last person was an older person. I knew it was an older person. So again, it could be a person reaching crone status, right? Retirement, jubilation, deciding to go into an assisted living, deciding to sell their home and downsize. An older person becoming a grandparent for the first time. My initial thought was they were looking at a picture book, like an old-fashioned photo album. So reliving memories. Reliving memories. I was hesitant to say, but this month could be an anniversary of someone's passing, a spouse, of a family death. And if it's the anniversary of a child that's passed on, those are very poignant months. So I could see that. There could be a celebration of life. There could be, family getting together, memories being relived, things like that. I want to make it clear, I do not see that happening. I am saying that it could be the anniversary of, and that's why I was being pulled into the melancholy. So I am stepping away from that, respectfully. And my heart does go out to any of you that resonates with. Okay, so tree, family, your roots, like I said, life stage change. Let's see what's underneath that. Prism. Oh, tapping into that facets of life, of your life cycle. That's what I'm getting. Cosmic egg. Okay. there is a huge creation, again, creation story, which is lovely and wonderful. Again, it's wonderful. I'm picking up that it just may feel a little overwhelming right now. And there's a lot that needs to be done and maybe even established in the month of August for this new creation, for this new step in your life. You may have deadlines, you may have appointments, you may have deliveries. Your to-do list may be 2 feet long, type of thing. And that's a lot, especially if you don't have a lot of help, maybe a lot of support system around you. That's a lot. Let's do these, please. Oop. Well, these two fell. I'm taking them. I'll see if there's anything else that wants to come out. Anything else, Spirit? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have self-expression. Yeah. If this is even starting a new company, if this is putting out a new body of work, I'm getting that. If you're an artist, if you're any type of artist, maybe you also feel limited in your self-expression. Maybe you don't have, again, I said about support system. Maybe you don't have someone to express your feelings to, or you don't feel seen right now and you have so much to do and you feel like you're, again, overwhelmed by what you're doing. I can see that for like a senior or a person who has lost a partner in life. They may have to do all this by themselves now. So it's like figuring out what's best for you by yourself, and that's hard. What I'm feeling with this card that I've never felt before is the way that this peacock is looking at this flower in the sky. Like there's a longing. It's like wondering, who am I going to be? How am I going to be seen? How am I going to feel when I reach that flower, or when I learn how to spread my wings, spread my tail, shine my true self, see my new, there's something there. Like what emerges from this month is going to be a new self-expression for you, and you don't know how you're going to feel, be received, or what it's going to look like, what you're going to look like after, what life is going to look like after these changes come to fruition in your life. Yes. Wow. You know, the universe speaks in awesome ways, in truly awesome ways. I am in awe that is what I got from this. It brought me to where I needed to be to understand what I was being told. Underneath that, we have gossip. Oh, again, gossip and resolution. Yeah, the gossip, I have to say, is just, again, who you are in society is changing. And if you are, depending on, right, how this hits home, you know, maybe there is going to be gossip, or you're concerned about people's judgments. If you are a single parent, or if you are downsizing and decided to move into a senior retirement home, like, what are people going to think? Or they're going to think less of you, or that, I don't know, it's like your reputation gets hit, potentially. You feel like your reputation gets hit, or your independence is in question. Your value is in question. Wow. All right, let's take a look at this chakra love cards. Anything else for Pisces, please, Spirit? Take that one. Bottom of the deck, we have throat chakra. with Larimar. Listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. This goes back into what I was saying about self-expression and something else. Maybe you don't have the support system that you need. Because I feel like a closure of your throat chakra. Like, because I'm having difficulty in expressing myself. Like as though you may not even have expressed your own fears, insecurities fully to someone. And that's been eating at you. And that's been contributing to your anxiety. How much are you holding in versus being able to get out? And that could be easily because you don't have anyone to share it with, or you think you don't have anyone to share it with. And if you want to be heard, learn to listen. How invested are you in the relationships that you still have around you? All right, we're going to do a simple spread with the tarot. So for Pisces, please, Spirit, I'm going to pull. I just want to do a quick shuffle. Your current energy for the month of August, past influence, what you should let go of in the month of August, what it is that you should focus on. I feel a lot of angelic presence around you. I do have celestite here, which is an angelic stone. The colors, I don't know. Feeling a lot of blue in your reading. That's why I picked all these cards. And then I had the blue light in the meditation. And then focus on and then moving forward in the month of August. Bottom of the deck we have Three of Tides. Wow, this reminds me a lot of that gossip card, which I just see as community. And again, community. I think there's a celebration here. I think, again, I just want to reiterate. I think that your emotional ups and downs may be coloring or maybe diminishing the joy, diminishing, maybe limiting how you see the positive out of what's happening. And I think that you're going to be hit with that. You're going to be happy. I think you're going to have contentment, potentially friends, family around you that will support you, newfound friends who will support you in whatever endeavor this is, a new social group. It's going to open you up to a world of newness and new relations, a new social circle. Because if you're becoming a parent, you're going to find other parents. You may find playtime groups. The people that you're going to be associating with, if it's a new job, a new city, it's a new set of people. I think that you're going to find joy in that. I think you're going to find comfort and the companionship that you are looking for in that. Now, look at these three dolphins. They're just happy and playing together. That's going to be you. You're going to find your pod. What's underneath that? The Eight of Tides, which is the Eight of Cups. Yeah. When you go to the direction of the new horizon, right? The sun is in this little area over here. I think you're feeling like this, like in the clouds and in the brewing storm, or at least you think it's a brewing storm, where you can't stay here anymore. You know you can't, because the change can't be stopped. Whatever this is, the choice has been made. It will be fulfilled in some way. And you have no choice but to go towards that sun, that clear sky, and you're doing it. But what you don't realize right now is that clear part of the ocean over there with the sun, that's where these guys are. That's where this joy and contentment is. And that's the direction that you're going, because you are being heart-led. Whatever this is, you are being heart-led, and it's on your path, temple path. You are being led because this is where you're supposed to go. This was about to fall, so I'm taking it. The Wheel of Fortune. Again, when you're on path and you're doing what, and you're taking the steps forward on that path, fate and you are meeting up. This wheel is being turned in your favor. You are being taken care of. You are being held. You are being brought to safety, right? In the Eight of Cups. You are being brought. You are being taken to a betterment of your tomorrows. Even if you don't feel that way today. Even if you don't feel that way in the beginning of August. You will. You absolutely will. I love that. It's amazing. Okay, that makes me feel so much better. I feel like I can now kind of celebrate. I feel like I can now push the peace that I think this reading is trying to give to you. Let's take a look at your oracles. Oh my goodness. Blossoming abundance with number 3. Yeah. I think you're going to have the abundance of peace, contentment, and safety. Whatever choice that you've made, whatever life-changing decision you made, if it's moving across the country, if it's moving to another country, if it's starting a family in any way, shape, or form, if it's retiring, if it's changing careers, finding a second, whatever new part of your journey, of your life here that you're about to embark on, it is bringing abundance. Because again, well, with the Wheel of Fortune, but it's on your path. Yeah. And it's abundance of peace, harmony. Again, number 3, 2, right? The 2 make 3. There is going to be a large number of you expanding or growing or starting your family. Absolutely. And I'm actually going to take it one step further. This is you growing your family, period. Metaphorically. Because that 3 of Cups and the 3 birds that are on that gossip card, you're finding your family, you are finding your tribe, you're finding those that you will consider family, you are finding those that will be integral in your life moving forward for the foreseeable future. So this is finding, now I'm actually feeling it. Now I'm really feeling that. This is you finding those who are meant to be in your life for the foreseeable future. And that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. The cicadas. Yeah. So the cicadas only come up every certain number of years. I'm actually going to verify how many. Okay, guys. This is fascinating. Mine is blown. I need for you guys to follow. This is your metamorphosis. And this is also, again, just like I said, it's about growing your family. Period. Metaphorically, literally, spiritually, this is what you're doing. So cicadas, they emerge from the ground in late spring or early summer. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it will be summer here. Periodical cicadas, which emerge in large groups, do so on a 13 or 17-year cycle, while annual cicadas emerge every year. I did not know that. Now, here we go. Cicada behavior. Once they emerge, cicadas shed their skin, develop wings, and begin their adult life cycle of mating and laying eggs. The annual cicadas will emerge in late spring and summer, typically from June into September. I just think this is a life cycle again. I mean, amazing, amazing. Life cycle. You are starting a new life cycle. You are emerging in August, starting a new life cycle. However it pertains to you, that is what you're doing. And I think it's going to be literal for many of you, having whatever part of the cycle you're in, conceiving, adopting, expanding your family. Yeah. Your goal. Yeah, you're going to be reaching your goal. There's a huge blue light coming down from the sky, and it looks like into some kind of mountain peak, but kind of volcano-y because it's red on top. And I don't, this is the goal, that this change will be here. That, for me, mountain is going to erupt. It will reach its peak, and that goal of it happening is going to be reached in August. It's really exciting. But change is so scary too, and I know that. I speak from experience, I know. But it's exciting. So I'll be excited for you now, and you'll be excited later. And something people don't say, there's so much grief attached to change. Even if it's not what you would typically think would cause grief. Change means that what was will no longer be. And depending on where you are and how and what emotional state you are in, that loss could be very, very big. So be tender with yourself. Don't berate yourself. Allow yourself to feel those emotions. Just don't get stuck in those emotions. Don't let it completely rob you from seeing the benefits, the abundance, the new love, the new companionship that will be coming into your life. It may not be immediate, but it is coming in. Change is our only constant. And that is true. The tortoise, yeah. Especially if your life or your experiences lately have been at a slower pace and you've kind of been just waiting for something to happen. Moving still, but just kind of things have been, there's been a process. You've been talking about it for a while. It's been 9 months. You didn't know if you were going to take that retirement package. You didn't know if you were going to take that new job in a different city. You didn't know if you were going to accept that proposal. You didn't know that you were going to leave everything behind and try chasing a dream. Like, if you've been sort of stewing in these decisions for a while, or waiting to be accepted into a program somewhere at a new school, to a grad program, not knowing where you were going to end up next year. Yeah. Even college, if you're a high school graduate, not knowing, but knowing, right? You had 4 years to know that you wanted to, or you were going to go to college. You just didn't know where. And you're like, oh, it's still 4 years away. It's 3 years away. It's 2 years away, right? And I'm sure there were times when you were really excited. If you were pregnant, you had months, you still have 6 months, you still have 5 months. And you're like, oh, but at the same time, I'm sure there were days that you were like, I need this to be done and over with. It's like when the reality actually hits you after going at a snail's pace, and this is not a snail, it's a tortoise. It's scary. It's like, oh, it's here. It just creeps up on you, and then all of a sudden the decision time is here if you haven't made the decision yet, or you made the decision a month or two ago or a bit ago and moving day's here, your flight is here, the closing of your house is here, moving trucks are in the driveway. Like it hits you like a ton of bricks. So I think that those are the emotional ups and downs. Saying goodbye to those that you love, saying goodbye to a city that you love, saying goodbye to your old life to start a new one. Those are really wonderful and sad. Those can be very wonderful and very sad experiences at the same time. Motivation with blossoming abundance. Yeah, I think this needs to be your motivation. Abundance is finding contentment where you are with what you have. It's feeling like you don't need anything else to make you happy in that moment. It could be fleeting, it could last for months, it could last for years, but that should be your motivation, knowing that you have this abundance waiting for you. And you may actually see it around you, but you need to start living in this and not in the anxiety and fear of what is to come and what will be. Healing with the cicada. I think a lot of you will be healing. Again, if this is an anniversary, right? The cicadas come out at certain times. They have their own cycle. So if this is an anniversary, I can see how the healing absolutely comes in of someone's passing, of a huge loss in your life. This may be healing from past grief that you've experienced, attaining the changes that are coming upon you. Healing from past failures of attaining what you're attaining now, or what you're receiving and creating now for yourself. Healing rifts with those that you're leaving behind. There's so much here. There's always healing. There's always healing to be done. It never stops. It's as constant as changes. Oh. Solitude with goal. Wow. Okay, this really could be for the older population, for those reaching a certain age who are downsizing, to making decisions regarding their housing and all of that. You may have felt alone, and that's about to be disrupted and changed. And for those that are starting an entire new life, and those who are expecting and having their families grow, and those who have only been in us or me, that's going to be disrupted and changed too. Again, with what I said about expanding your family, expanding love in your life, expanding companionship in your life. That is what you are achieving with this month, with this goal, with this month. I think a huge goal and theme of the month of August is you moving forward towards those and what your future will be. Like those who will be in your future and who mold what your future will be. That is what that's the path. That's the trajectory of the month of August. Last card. Oneness. Oh my gosh, yeah. You are part of the universe and always will be. And that's with the tortoise. And all I'm getting is your past and who you were and what you're leaving behind is always yours. It is always your past. It's always going to be part of who you are, who you were. No one can take that away from you. No one. You're just moving forward. You're moving to just a next step, a step in your evolution, a growth point in your life. You know, and there's the thing about tortoises having their shell on their back. They have a home no matter what, no matter where they are, no matter who they're around. Their home is themselves. And just please know that. You are always going to be that photo album for yourself. You're always going to hold all the parts of you that may not be sitting on that bench to play right now. Doesn't diminish who you are. And you carry them with you. You carry all those parts of you, all the facets of you that have made you who you are today. Those aren't extinguished. They're not erased. That's a good word. You are not being erased because you're not going to be a new person. You're just going to be enhanced, right? What I said about the peacock. Oh. You're going to be a new person, yes. But that doesn't mean that who you were will be completely erased. It doesn't mean that who you were is going to be erased. You're just different. You're just adding another memory, another picture to your book. You're writing a new chapter. And that's awesome. You're not losing yourself. And you won't lose yourself. Let's take a look at your current energy for the month of August. The Ace of Tides. I knew it. All I kept feeling was water when I knew Pisces was up next. Water, water, water. And I did a little reveal on this deck on my channel. And I said all I felt was water when I was looking at it. And it's because it's so muted. And it's not that the entire deck is water. It isn't. There's several landscapes in there. But it's what it makes me feel. It makes me feel emotional. It makes me feel, yeah, and it does make me feel a little melancholy. But Ace of Tides, that's your Ace of Cups. I think you're bobbing. You're not drowning in your feelings or emotions. I think you're bobbing up and down on the water. I think that you're going to have ups and downs all month because you're processing so much. You are in your feels, Pisces. You are trying to calm the spidey senses. You're trying to calm yourself, I think. Not let yourself spiral. And I think you'll be fine. And again, this is love. It's family. It's those that you love. I feel so strongly that love is coming in. But so many of you experience love lost. We all have. I mean, so many of us have. So that's why I think there's that. It's trying to just handle the emotional ups and downs, I think. And I think that you're going to see love come in as the current energy of the month. I think it's all about love. Self-love, love for others, leaving others, not having people that you love in your life. I think you're swimming in love, however it's appearing. What's a past influence on that? The Emperor. Yeah. I love this card. So the Emperor, they have a very large walled city and huge waves on the other side of it. Like the Emperor is the walled, or is the wall protecting the land from the waves and the crashing waves and the water and the emotions. I feel like you have a lot of walls around you. And I think that's what That's why you haven't, remember what I said about, have you expressed yourself? Have you spoken to people? Again, you may feel very solitary. You may feel like the emperor, but with no friends. You made decisions. You're doing everything. You're doing your to-do list. You're checking off your to-do list. You're boxing up your life. You're all these things, but yet you're doing it by yourself. See, I feel like the emperor has walled himself off from his emotions, from everything else. And I think that Ace of Tides is going to start making cracks in that foundation. There's always a time, it's the time and place for you to start dealing with these emotions regarding this new change. And I know I keep saying it. This change could very easily be a decision that you are making, have made, and will make. But that will happen. And it's on your path. Yeah. So what should you let go of in the month of August? The Chariot. Look at this. It's water and it's the little tiny ship being taken down a river bend, a creek. And what I feel with this, how ironic. What I feel with this is what you would think I would have felt with the Emperor, but I don't. What I feel with this is the Emperor. You have to let go controlling the outcome, not knowing the outcome. Let go of not knowing or not knowing every detail about what your life is going to be like once the Chariot drops you off there. Like, you don't get to know how it's going to look or where even the Chariot's even dropping you off. You've called in, again, we call in the Chariot. You called in your own chariot. You now need to let it play out. Again, this is a major arcana. You're getting on that chariot and going no matter what, right? Embrace it. Don't try to control it, because you've balanced and done the work for it to show up in the first place. It's a boon. It is a reward, not a punishment. Let it take you to where you are meant to be and meant to go. Allow it to fulfill your destiny. So what is it that you should focus on, guys? The 9 of branches, the 9 of wands. Again, I even made reference to it. Don't let yourself be held back, or don't let your anxiety and fears rob you of the excitement of what is to come, of the newness of what is to come. You are planting seeds and are going to be reaping the harvest very soon. It's too last minute to tell those seeds to stop growing, right? Your harvest is almost ready. It's ready for you to enjoy because it's all your hard work. And that's the 9 of wands. You need to focus on how strong you are, how you can weather this battle, weather this emotional turbulence that you're having. Your fears will be allayed, and you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. There's a tiny fawn, at least that's what it looks like to me, surrounded by the 9 of wands, by 9 trees. And she's laying down, safe. Those wands are protecting her. Those trees are protecting her. Again, tree. You are protected and you will be protected. Even though it's a cold winter's night, and I'm sure she's tired and she's cold and she has to worry about predators, right? But she's okay. And so are you. You're going to get through this. This is a stepping stone to your next chapter. This is the stepping stone into a new portal. This is a stepping stone. This is the door to the new you that you've put in place. So while it's okay to be afraid and it's okay to be nervous, find the strength to keep moving forward. So moving on, what are we looking at for the end of December? Oh my God, I just said December again. So what are we looking at moving on? The end of August. 10 of Stones. That's wonderful. It's 10 of Pentacles, guys. And he's coming upon it like in the desert, an old city with all the ruins. And it's the legacy. You are going to realize and appreciate the legacy that you are leaving behind. Any creation that you are putting out there and bringing forth, giving life to. If it's a child, if it's a new company, if it's a new job, if it's a new city, if it's new friends, if it's new love, if it's retirement and starting the second chapter in your life, if it's finding a new home, if it's finding peace and quiet with people who are in your same life stage, whatever this is, you're going to realize it is part of your destiny to leave this legacy behind. And it's going to bring you such joy and contentment. You're going to feel that it was worth it, that it was meant to be, that it was part of your path. Moving on, you're going to feel like all the work that you have done and all the groundwork and all the building that you have done here in the physical, this life that you have curated and the decisions that you have made to get thus far have been worth it, because they're going to give you that contentment. You're going to feel fulfilled. That is where you are heading, and that is where this month is going to lead you. And that's a beautiful thing, Pisces. You're going to see and feel the difference that you have made and will make in this life. Oh. So I wish you all the best. I'm sending you so much love and peace. So much peace that can find its way into your heart and calm your nerves. Enjoy it. Find moments where you can enjoy what is happening to you and be grateful for the opportunities that you have been given and will be given. So until next time, bye.